I was just asked how the arcades and stuff are set up, how to get all this stuff. I personally bought a all-in-one hard drive with the stuff already on it off of Etsy. I think this one is 8 terabytes and has got just about everything you could ever want. You can, a lot of people set up different front ends. The two most popular are Hyperspin and Launchbox. So, and I don't have Hyperspin set up completely correctly on here, but there is all sorts of stuff mixed in here. This isn't a very good demonstration. I'll show you on another machine in a second, but let me let's get out of that real quick. Another option is Launchbox, which I can prefer on this particular machine. So I've got all the different systems that are included on that, which is, as you can see, a gazillion different things. I can go up here and search for whatever I'm looking for. Let's say Outrun. Okay, so here's Outrun, Outrunners, Total Outrun 2D, 3D, a couple different versions of these things. So let's see what this is. So here's a ROM. Here we go. Let's see if this works or not. So these are configured by somebody else to work with just an Xbox 360 controller plugged in through a USB drive. Let's see. Come on. You can do it. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. You just got to double click on it. So every time you load up a machine, it's literally like going through the process of turning on a machine, and it will simulate it turning on and whatnot. So I've got my controller here. See if I can remember how to put in some coins. All right, it's the select button on here. You can push the start button. So let's see how these controllers are set up. Let's see here. If I push the yellow button, it shifts up or down. And presumably if I hit the joystick, there we go, it moves left and right. So this is not emulating a home console version or anything. This is emulating the actual arcade game. So I'm just going to exit out of this. But anything you can imagine pretty much is included on here. Like, okay, there's all the MAME. MAME is generally the arcade stuff. Here we go. All the different Nintendo stuff, all the way up to GameCube and Virtual Boy and WiiWare. You can see there's a ton of different things on here. Now, as far as that Piecade goes, there's all sorts of stuff on Etsy. The Piecade that I was showing you, I got this off of somebody on Facebook that makes these. I think I paid about $800 for this. But there is a Raspberry Pi running in there. So all this does is the games. And I went through and made a different video on this. But this over here is a all-in-one commercial unit that somebody else has put together and put, like there's a PC hiding down in there that's gone through and installed all those ROMs and things, and it has a properly working Hyperspin front end on it. I could not tell you how to install it and set it all up other than the instructions that are on like that hard drive you just saw. Oh, which one is it? Left mouse. Here we go. So Hyperspin is a really nice front end. So like this unit here is the bee's knees and it's got everything. So I got my volume control there. But this has got like everything up to about 2008 or so, I think. But you know, you can do all the different arcade games and whatnot on here, but this goes up to more recent stuff. So if I wanted to, let's see, what's a good example of something a little bit more modern? It's Midway, Sega, Capcom, the Model 2, the Model 3. Now, if you want to play, what is this, Daytona USA, it's in there, but pretty much everything works with this. Like with a Piecade like this over here, you can really only play 2D things very well, whereas something like this, you can do 3D. Like this has got about 18,000 on it. This has got about 60,000 on it. So, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous all the way up. Like here, you know, want some PlayStation 2 games? It's on there. Let's see. Dreamcast. WiiWare. Here where it was. All sorts of different little custom collections. Now, this here obviously is beyond me for setting something up. This particular unit came from Into Fun. Let's see here. On this, different pinball things. Pac-Mania. Here we go. So here's something a little bit more modern. So this is the arcade version of like the Mario Kart stuff you see. So here we go. There's a couple of different options in here, and I think it'll take a minute to boot, but let's see. So, I mean, this is got a fancy arcade panel. I think this is actually based off of an Extensions arcade. Let's see. Let's hit start. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, looks like Yoshi. Oh, nope, the Blinky guy. Obviously, it can't take a picture of me because I'm not, there's no camera hooked up to this. But let's see, Bowser Cup. So once again, this isn't like the Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64 or Wii or whatever the latest arcade or Nintendo thing is. This is the actual, oops, arcade version. Let's see. All right, lock on shot. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Come on, big money. Yeah, it's actually gonna work.
Bowser Castle. Bowser Castle plays host to this burning race.
Let's see it. Let's see if these controls work too. Come on. 2, 1. All right. Now you can control it with this. Let's see. Can I throw it too? Yeah. Now, obviously, this here is a more high-end setup. If you're running like off of Windows XP, there's no way your computer's going to be able to run something like this. But I'm sure like Galaga and all the classics would work. Pretty much, you know, this little Piecade over here that's got 18,000 things in it, that's running off of a Raspberry Pi. That's like a $30 or $40 computer at Best Buy. So I would assume something with XP could play pretty much any 2D game. Anyways, that hard drive I have over there, I'm not going to be using because I've obviously got everything set up and working on here. But as far as setting all that stuff up, it's beyond me, and an all-in-one solution like this is what I ended up going with. If you do like the little Piecades, that particular one's for sale. I have a listing up on Pinside for it right now. And if you check Facebook, there's all sorts of people that do them, but new, you're looking at like $600, $700, $800, $900 depending on exactly what you get. I'd also recommend looking at Etsy because there's all sorts of people that put these things together. That's where I got my hard drive full of all the goodies. You know, you can also download this stuff from the internet, but that's always a little bit risky, grabbing random files from random places. But there you go.